For 122 years, the town of Eustis, Florida has been celebrating George Fest. It's a community celebration of all things George Washington, with the capstone being a parade on Washington's birthday. A few years ago, 30 minutes before the start of the parade, the Eustis Police Department received an email saying there were explosive devices planted along the parade route. It was signed by a woman named Sarah, who actually lived in Eustis. The parade was delayed while emergency services searched Main Street, finding nothing. Meanwhile, police detectives went to Sarah's home. Her family said Sarah had been vacationing in Colorado for the past week, and a police officer reached Sarah on her cell phone. Sarah denied knowing anything about the email and said the Gmail address wasn't even hers. She seemed credible to police, but they still had her send them a selfie holding a toothbrush with the mountains in the background to prove that she was actually in Colorado. Satisfied that the threat was a hoax, the parade started 30 minutes late, and everyone was safe. The next day, Sarah called the police and said she thought the email was probably sent by her lousy ex-boyfriend Greg. She had just dumped him, and this was exactly the kind of thing he'd do to send trouble her way. So the Eustis police called in the FBI to assist with the process of getting legal service to Gmail and tracing the IP address associated with the email threat, and I was assigned the case. So I drove 3 hours to Eustis and partnered with the police detective leading the investigation. We both agreed that Greg seemed like a logical suspect for the threat, but getting the data from Gmail and tracing the IP address would take a while. I said to the detective, let's bring Greg in for questioning, and I'll try to get him to confess. It's what I do. And that's what happened. Greg came into the police station, and after initially denying sending the threatening email, he eventually told me the truth and said he was just trying to get Sarah in trouble. After getting the confession, I was kind of out of it. The police took the case forward, and I assumed that Greg was prosecuted locally. I have no idea what his sentence was. The chief of police sent a nice letter to my boss thanking me, and I forgot all about the case until last week when I was 3 hours away from home driving through Eustis while investigating a romance scam for a client of my PI firm. I saw a sign advertising George Fest, and the whole story came back to me. What a drag it is getting old. Anyway, follow me for daily crime stories. Have a great day, and be cool.